Hi there, Serdar Yaguloup here for InfoWorld at IDG. Today I'll be demonstrating PyInstaller, a toolkit for packaging up Python apps as standalone executables that can be run on any system. Python was never really designed to build standalone executables. You downloaded the runtime and ran Python scripts with that. But as Python's become more popular, so has demand for a way to give Python apps to others without them having to install Python itself. PyInstaller is one of the best known and supported ways to do that. For this demo, I'll be packaging up a program I've been using as a demo in a few previous videos, my implementation of Conway's Game of Life. It has a compiled binary module that it needs to run and a few other quirks which will help show off PyInstaller's feature set. First, you need to install PyInstaller using pip. I have a virtual environment created for this project, so I'm going to install PyInstaller into the virtual environment. Once PyInstaller is installed, you then take the script that's your entry point into the program and pass it as a parameter to the PyInstaller command, like this. PyInstaller Conway_Cython.py. What PyInstaller does is analyze the program and attempt to trace every single import and external dependency used by the program. These get bundled together, along with a copy of the interpreter, and turned into an executable file along with a slew of support files. All this is placed in a subdirectory of your project named dist. And as you can see, we now have an exe in that folder, and when we run it, it runs as the program did before. All we would need to do is copy the contents of the directory to another system to run it as is. As a general rule, when you first package an app, it's best to test it by launching it from the command line. This way, if something goes wrong, you'll see an error message on the command line immediately and you'll be able to fix it. This is especially useful if the bug in question only buzzes out in certain circumstances, like this, for instance, when we pass a command line parameter. I've invented this problem just for the sake of demonstrating what could go wrong, but you get the idea. Well, when you first run PyInstaller on a Python app, it will generate what's known as a spec file. This is a manifest for how PyInstaller packages that app. When you want to further modify how the packaging process works for the same app, you can just modify the spec file and then feed the spec file back to PyInstaller. Most of the time, PyInstaller will be able to detect all of the imports needed by your program, but sometimes it may miss one. In a case like that, you'll need to manually specify the name of the import in this section of the manifest here, hidden imports. For instance, if my program needed the pillow library and that wasn't being copied by default, I could just add that as a reference. Another common problem with PyInstaller is when it packs too many things into your app. So, to avoid this problem, you can exclude packages or namespaces within packages by listing them in the excludes section here. For instance, I don't need tkinter for this application, so that's one of the things that I've listed as an exclude. But you do have to be careful that you don't exclude something that's actually needed somewhere further down the line, so be sure to test this thoroughly before passing the packaged program along to others. That's it for this video. If you liked what you see here, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and for more Python tips, be sure to check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Infoworld.com.